Okay, we're getting started here. We're being recorded now. I am anyways. So let's take a few breaths. Make sure, just look down at your feet and make sure that they are even on your foot plate. Sometimes I have to rearrange mine a little bit. So just make sure that they're straight and one isn't turned out, and the toes are even. And then look down towards your knees and make sure that they are even. So they're not, the knees right here are even, because that reflects what's happening in our pelvis and our hips, as you know. And we're just going to take a couple breaths just to kind of bring ourselves into our body at the end of the day here. So just nice inhale through the nose. You can have your hands either resting on your thighs or at your side. Just inhale through the nose and just notice where the breath goes. And then exhale. We'll inhale for a count of 5, and you can close your eyes if you want and really kind of visualize that breath coming in through the nose, down into the lungs, maybe the back, maybe the ribs, maybe into the belly, and then exhale. As you exhale, maybe start to feel your sit bones reach straight through your seat and the crown of your head reach up towards the sky. Couple more breaths like that. Just noticing and growing tall. Nice. And now let's play with the breath a little bit. We're going to inhale. We're going to do a 3-part breathing. And so we're going to inhale. The first part is going to inhale into kind of the lower, low belly and the low back, and maybe even into the pelvis if you can kind of take it down that low. So that's your first inhale. And then you're going to pause and hold your breath. And then we're going to inhale kind of more into the rib cage. And then you're going to pause again. And then we're going to inhale kind of up into the very tippy top of the lungs and maybe the back of the neck. And then we're going to exhale for 3 by pulling belly button to spine. And then kind of melting the ribs back. And then that last breath, really think about all the air out, but still stay tall. Okay? So that's how we're going to do it. We'll do about 3 cycles there. So we're going to inhale to the belly, pause, and then inhale a little more into the rib cage, opening up the ribs. Inhale a little bit more. Pause. Now we'll exhale, belly button to spine. Then ribs close. And then wring the lungs out, but stay wide across the chest and long in the spine. And again, inhaling belly. Pause. Inhaling more ribs. Think ribs wide. Inhale a little bit more into the upper ribs and the back of the neck. Pause. Now see if you can inhale a little bit more. I'm tricking you. And now exhale, belly button to spine. Ribs draw together. Bring the air out. Good. Let's just take a normal breath or 2. So I kind of threw an extra breath in there just to see. So sometimes if we can kind of take a little bit more than we think we can, then we can just find more space in the body. So we'll do that again. We'll do that last kind of 4th inhale just to see if you can find a little bit more space. Okay. So we'll inhale belly, and then ribs, try to grow wide, and inhale across the chest wide, and inhale a little bit more. Now exhaling for 3, 2, 1, all the air out, and relax. Nice. So hopefully you feel like you've discovered a little bit more space in the body, and maybe the breath work can just help you find new awareness of maybe different areas. I know it does that for me. So now, after kind of opening everything up, actually, let's go ahead and take our hands, and we're just gonna, along the bony, kind of the ribs, the end of the ribs here, you're just gonna do some tapping. Tap, 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 tap. Waking that area up. You need to make a sound, you can. We got you all muted, so you can make as much sound as you want. And take it up to the breastbone, kind of travel on up. Yeah, tapping, and then over to one of the collarbones. And you can take it kind of over the shoulder if you're able to, and even down the arm. And then we'll take it up and over to the other collarbone. And then over the shoulder. And then down the arm. Tapping is just another tool to wake up areas. And it works with the breath nicely. So now, hopefully you feel a little more alive in there. Let's just inhale, just think about getting wide across the chest and feel the arm bones drop back, okay? And then we're gonna inhale, just lift the shoulders, almost like someone's kind of coming up and lifting you underneath your armpit. We're gonna inhale up, and then exhale, just drop, let gravity drop your arms down. And drop, and just moving in whatever range you have available, and use your imagination. If there's anything that you feel like you can't do, see if you can visualize it happening, and just breathe with it. Inhale and imagine it, shoulders lifting, staying wide, and then exhale, dropping down. Feeling the shoulder blades moving up and then down on the rib cage, like my hands are resting on your rib cage here, if you can envision that. So nice. Shrug. Now this time we're going to shrug up and then squeeze the shoulders together and then back and down. So kind of like a shoulder roll, only I don't want you to come way forward. I just want to go straight up and then squeeze back and down. Inhale up, exhale back and down. And again. Really pinching those shoulder blades together. One more. Beautiful. All right. Let's just do a couple little cervical stretches, some neck movement here. So we're gonna first just imagine we have a paintbrush on the end of our nose, and we're gonna paint in the wall in front of us or the screen in front of us, okay? So you're just gonna do a little head nod, yes, and the chin drops. And so you're gonna paint maybe an inch down, and then you're gonna come to center and paint maybe an inch up the wall, or maybe 3 or 4 inches. Kind of play with it. We're really playing with trying to find the head on top of the spine, and then opening and closing the throat, if that makes sense to you. So as when we drop the chin down, we should feel a neck stretch in the back. Try and keep that length, and then back up, and you're opening the throat. And then you're closing the throat a little, and then you're opening the throat. So we want to now find that place where we're long, we're reaching the top of the head to the sky, and then open the throat a little bit, just a little. And then we'll rotate and look over the right shoulder, keeping your shoulders nice and open, and then rotate back to center. And we'll rotate and look over the left shoulder. And think about maybe as you rotate, trying to keep the chin parallel to the ground. And that way we know you're in neutral. So let's do a couple more. This next time we're going to rotate whichever direction you're on, right? We're going to rotate and stay. And then eyeballs are going to look over that shoulder as far as they can, straining the eyes to look almost behind you. Keep your head in that position, but try and bring the eyes forward like they're going to look the opposite way. And then eyeballs look back over the shoulder again. Maybe you get more movement, and then eyeballs come forward to bring the head forward. Good, good. And again, if you feel like if you can't move in this direction, use that imagination. Good, so we're going to turn and rotate. You can always just use the eyes, right? Really work those eyes. So looking over that shoulder, and if you're not able to rotate, you're just looking to the left. Look, 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 and then bring the eyes forward. And then look, look, look over that shoulder again, and bring the eyes forward, and then a head forward. Okay, nice. So now let's do some little circles with the end of our nose. So we're going to go into that kind of head nod position again, and the chin will drop, the nose will drop, and then you're going to move your eyes and nose over to the left, and then look up, and then to the right, and then look down. Let's just do 3 circles. And maybe notice if there's a blank spot. I'm watching you guys. 1, and then pause, and then we'll go ahead and switch directions. So eyes and nose kind of tracing that circle on the wall. And again, if you can't move the head, just move the eyes. It's really good work to work those optical muscles. It's harder than you think it's going to be. Good, bringing it back to center. And excellent. Okay, let's do a little side bend. So you're going to, again, grow the crown of the head tall, and then just left ear to left shoulder. And then back up to center, and then right ear to right shoulder. And center. And then if you want, so you can either stay with this one, or you can add a little bit more stretch to it and bring that arm up and over and do a little side bend. And good, looks like everyone's here. So let's now go ahead, and we're in the side bend, but just rotate the head. You might need to change your hand position and look like you're looking up into the upward corner of the room behind you. And then release. And we'll do that on the other side. So we're going to turn, do our ear to shoulder. Nice. And then you can look into that upward corner of the room, over that shoulder, up and over, just to get a little different stretch in different neck muscles. And release. Okay, we're going to do one more version of this side bend. And now you're going to look into the armpit or that opposite chest pocket. So you get a little, maybe more stretch in the back of the neck. And then you can release that. And same on the other side. Think tall first, long, and then side bend, and then look. And good, and we'll release that. I don't like to hold those neck stretches for very long because our neck is just can be a lot to do that. So let's go ahead now and roll those shoulders up, back, and down, and then bring the hands on top of the shoulders. Good. And we're gonna inhale, reach the elbows forward. And shoulder blades come away from the spine, nice and wide. And then exhale, pull apart, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. So we'll inhale and exhale. So as you guys are doing that, keep kind of this idea of staying long in the waist. So trying to maintain this length, and imagine you have a corset around the waist, kind of wrapping around your waist in that way. So you're wrapping around the waist. Good. We're staying tall. We're staying lifted up out of our hips the best we can. And now we're going to turn these into circles. So we're going to bring the elbows up and then out wide, and then draw a circle down to the floor and then back up and around. So I like to inhale up, exhale out and down. And one more circle this direction. And now we're going to switch directions. So we're going to inhale up this way and then exhale, pull down and back. Inhale, elbows wide. Exhale, pull elbows down and back. And noticing what is happening in the shoulders as we do our elbow circles. Awesome. Okay. So let's now bring, if you're able, the left arm up straight out of the shoulder. So shoulder height if you can. And go ahead and make a fist. And we're just gonna, and coming straight out, we're just gonna punch and then pull the shoulder blade back. We're gonna punch and pull the shoulder blade back. Punch and pull the shoulder blade back. Let's do 2 more. Punch, shoulder blade back. So we're protracting that shoulder. Good and nice. Let's try the other side. So bring that other arm up and you can make a fist and punch and shoulder blade back and down. Punch, feeling the shoulder move away from the spine. Punch, and then feel the shoulder blade pull back. Push that arm. Really push, straightening out the elbow the best you can. Nice, and one more. Nice. All right. So now let's think about having our shoulder blades on our back. We've kind of explored bringing them off the back forward, and we've also explored squeezing them in towards the spine. So kind of see if you can find a place that feels like neutral. Sorry, I use my hands a lot to represent the shoulder blades. So, not squeezed together and not pulled apart, but flat on your rib cage as best you can, right? And if you were laying on a floor, or if you were really lined up against a straight wall, trying to press even the top part of the shoulder blade against the wall, against the floor. Okay, so you're pulling that back. And then we're going to roll the shoulders so that the palms are up. We're just going to inhale, arms up towards a V. And exhale, press down. Great. Inhale up. And exhale, press down. Nice. And so as we inhale and exhale, let's really see if you can feel the inhale, push the arms up, and then exhale, squeeze all the air out. So hopefully that makes sense. The inhale, you're expanding the ribs and the lungs, and they're pushing the arms up. And then exhale, squeeze, shoulder blades squeeze down and back, and ribs draw together. Now we're gonna pulse the breath, doing the same motion. So you're gonna inhale, just like half of your capacity, and then inhale the other half, then exhale half, and then exhale it all out. Okay, so it's like this. Great. Everybody's doing great modifications too. All right, let's see if we can do it in threes, just for fun, okay? So in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, cutting it in thirds. Parsing the breath out. One more. Awesome. Nice. Okay, let's try a little side bend action here. So again, imagine yourself, the shoulder blades flat against either your chair back or your imaginary wall or your imaginary floor. Okay, we're gonna bring the right arm up, reaching to the sky, crown of the head reaching to the sky as well. And your left arm can either rest on your wheel or on the arm of your chair. And we're gonna side bend over, right? So many times the tendency, I'm gonna go into extreme, many times the tendency is to roll the shoulder forward. So we wanna keep that shoulder back. And then we're gonna bring our arm back to bring us up, nice and tall. So now the left arm, inhale up nice and tall, reach to the sky, feel your length first. Good, and then we're gonna side bend over. Good, keeping that shoulder on your imaginary back, wall, floor, whatever you've got going on there, whatever you can imagine. And again, we're gonna inhale up. This time, let's reach the opposite arm down and that right arm up. So just stretch in opposite directions here. We're just gonna find as much length out of the arms as we can, but still shoulders on the back. And then if you're able to keep this left arm reaching down, you can side bend over. Or if you need to use your arm on your wheel, go ahead and do that. I just wanted to give another option. We're gonna stay here. We're gonna inhale, stretch that top arm long, and then exhale, pull the elbow into the waist. We're gonna inhale, reach a little longer, and exhale, pull the shoulder blade back and down. So inhale, exhale, let's do 4 more. So really feeling the breath, really filling up the lungs with that inhale and really deflating the lungs with the exhale, all the air out. Good, this time we're gonna reach, then reach the arm up to the ceiling and the wall, and then it brings us up to sitting up nice and tall again. Okay, so bringing that left arm up, reach the right hand to the floor if you can, and finding this length again, stretching long, feeling this length all the way through here, crossing over to this opposite side of the body. And then again, if you're able to keep the arm off, you can, but you don't have to. I'm not going to. We're gonna reach and then exhale, pull that elbow in towards the waist, shoulder blade back and down. Use that breath, breathing and trying to move these upper ribs here as we inhale. Get some movement into the intercostal muscles. 1 more. I think we're 8. So again, we're going to reach, then bring the arm up to the ceiling, keep reaching to the other wall to bring us up to sitting tall. Nice. Let's now go ahead and bring the both arms out into the letter T, and with our thumbs up, right? We're in this position. Okay, shoulders back and down. And we're gonna do just little tiny circles. And you can pulse the breath here. I like to inhale for 2, exhale for 2. In, out, out. I want you to feel this movement in the back as much as you can as well. Pause, reverse the direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and good. Now let's do thumbs down and circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and pause the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and release those arms down and kind of shake them out a little bit. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead. Now bend your elbows so that they're bent at a right angle. There's your angle there. And elbows are going to stay close into the waistline. If you had it available, or even just kind of knowing, you can imagine that you've got a towel underneath your armpit here, and you're squeezing that towel, okay? Squeeze that imaginary towel, and palms up to start with, shoulders back and down, and just rotate that arm bone in the arm socket. So feel the head of the arm bone just kind of rotating against the shoulder blade there. Open, squeezing the elbows into the side. Let's pause and just do some with our palms facing each other, okay? So we're in this position of like, almost like we're holding a block, a yoga block, and then we're gonna let the block drop. We're gonna press the back of the hands away, open the door, and then close. Inhale, open the door, and close, and open, and close, and one more, open, and close, and palms down. Same thing, okay? So shoulders back and down, take a break if you need to, and then come back into your position and open. And close. And again, if you can't do it, you just imagine what it feels like to do it. Good, let's do 2 more. And one last one. Nice. Now, if you guys if you have a TheraBand, you can grab your TheraBand. If you don't worry, you're just going to do more of what we just did. My kitty cat's on top of my TheraBand. So you're going to grab your band. So if you don't have a band, you're just going to have your thumbs out like this now. But if you do have your band, you can grab your band, set yourself into the same position, squeeze those elbows into the waist, and pull apart and hold 2, 3, and then control back in, and pull apart and hold, shoulders back and down, elbows into the waist, and nice. And again, let's do eight more of these, and back in, and then 7 more, and back in. And notice in your screen, if you can, try to keep your band straight across. So not like that, right? And then release and squeeze those shoulder blades together and release. Good, where are we? Let's do 4 more. Release, shoulder blades back and down. Good, 2 more. And 1 more. Oh, good job, nice. Okay, let's go ahead now and we're just gonna kind of shake things out a little bit. So we're just gonna let everything drop. Just kind of let momentum kind of take your arms a little bit, just to kind of release some of that, what we just did. And you can do a little side to opposition. Getting ready for cross-country skiing here. And then you can let your arms kind of sway from side to side and allowing your rib cage to move with, for sure. Nice. And then come on back to center. Revived and ready to go again. Let's bring our arms now up to, I call it a W position, or we can call it a stick 'em up position. So I want you to, we're gonna really anchor the left shoulder blade back and down. We're gonna move the right hand. So you can turn and look at the right hand and then across the body, press, and then pull back. So we're gonna look and look. And so the opposite shoulder is working just as hard, and you're pressing as if you're pushing against some resistance and then pulling back against resistance and pull back. Exhale as we push. Good, and pause, and then back over to the other side. So look at the left and press, squeeze that shoulder blade back to pull it back. Exhale, push it away, like you're pushing someone away from you. Get away from me. Get away, and then pull that arm back. One more. Now with the other hand, we're going to do the same thing, only work, reach up an upward angle. So reach as high as you can. And you can let the rib cage go with it a little bit, right? My rib cage doesn't move, but if you have that movement, and go ahead and let the rib cage go with the arm. And then pause, and we'll go ahead and switch our hands again. So looking at the hand and press it up. Reach up. I like to exhale as I reach up. Exhale and bring it back, open the chest as you inhale. And last reach. Nice. A little kind of brain work with when the eyes are following the hand there. I'm getting a little warm now. Okay, so let's go ahead now and bring our TheraBand in again, because I think everybody had one. So we're going to go ahead and anchor the left or the right, your right side. So you can anchor it either on your thigh or on your chair, or you can even reach it all the way down to your wheel. Okay, so you can kind of choose, and then your left hand is going to aim towards that opposite knee and just reach up. So at a diagonal pattern. And yes, if you don't have a band, you just don't use a band. Oh, my cat likes this one. Open. So you can hitchhike the thumb. I'm just going to zero in on my hand position there. You're going to hitchhike the thumb and then bring it back. And really think about keeping that arm bone back. Just take it the arm as far as your own body. Don't push it back beyond your body. Okay. Let's do two more. And nice. And we're going to switch our sides, switch our arms. Centered again. And so opposite hand over towards opposite knee and reach. And reach. And trying to keep, so the non-moving arm really still trying to keep that arm bone plugged into the shoulder joint and head on top of the spine. So there you go, looking straight forward. Crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling, if you can. You can even think about pressing the tongue onto the roof of the mouth. Sometimes that helps us maintain our length. Last one. Awesome. Okay, now let's bring our band out in front in front of us, you can give yourself I'm giving myself a little bit more than shoulder width slack. And we're just gonna lift that band up and then over behind us. And then lift it back up and around. Nice. So let's inhale up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it forward. We're just going to do one more. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it back and down. Great. Moving just to a range that you feel is pain-free, right? No pain. Okay, let's go ahead and go into a little bit of like a modified Pilates breaststroke is what I call it. So with your hand, you're going to slide the hand up the body and then up to the top of the head and then out. Okay, we're going to do a couple just in our nice long vertical position and back down. And nice. And back down. And now we're going to switch our hands. Inhale up and down. Inhale, glide. Like you're kind of sliding your hand up your body as if maybe you could cut your body in half, front to back. One more time. So now if you're able, you're going to do both at the same time. You're going to inhale, reach those hands, and then exhale, pull them back away and down. Inhale up and exhale, like you're pulling yourself through water. Beautiful. Let's do one more. Okay, we're going to reverse it now. So inhale, bring that with thumbs up, keeping your arms as if you can in line with your body, and then gliding back down. Push the water away from you towards the floor, towards the wheels. Inhale. We're moving. You can also think like we're inside of a toaster slot. So you're moving inside of this giant toaster slot. You don't want your arms to get burned. Don't want your shoulders to get burned. Let's do two more. Inhale. Exhale, press down and away. Inhale. Exhale, press down and away. Beautiful. Let's go ahead now and bring the hands out, out to the side. I'm going to tip my screen a little bit more. So you're going to bring your hands just out. I like to have them out here, but you can, you know, if this doesn't work for you, you can bring them here, or you can even bring them here. And I'll do them in a few different positions. So you're going to think about bringing the pinky towards the palm, press down, and then extend out, really extend through those fingers. And then the ring finger and press and drag it. And you can do it with your hands out here. The middle finger, press and drag it, really press hard. And then the index finger, press and drag it out, extend out the fingers. The thumb, just reach across towards the pinky side of the hand and then drag it across and extend. Really open up the hand as much as you can. Do it again. Pinky, press and drag and extend. Energy coming out. Keeping your shoulders and your arm bones plugged into your shoulders. Don't forget about those guys. We did lots of work for that. So keep those arm bones plugged in. Now we're at the middle finger, I think, and extend. And then the ring or the index. Sometimes I get my fingers mixed up. And the thumb. We're going to do one more little set. Pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb. Sweet. Bring your elbows into your side and let's just move the circle, the wrists in a circle. Okay, circling the wrist. Think about the fingers really trying to take up as much space in the room as possible. And go the other way, of course. Cool. So now we're going to do one more little hand thing. So imagine that you have a ball that fits. As a matter of fact, I'm going to just kind of show you. I have a good sized shape here. So imagine you have a ball about this size or smaller, and you're going to try and wrap your pinky and thumb and touch. So you're stretching this part of the hand also to do that. And then you're going to extend. Of course, you can't hold on to the ball, so you have to imagine it. So we're going to do both hands at the same time if you're able. We're going to reach, touch, kind of give a little pressure, and then release. And then the pinky is going to, I'm sorry, the ring is going to reach, press into the thumb, and extend it back out. And then the middle finger is going to reach and press into the thumb and release. And then the index, press. So I have this weird thing, and I'm just showing it to you in case you guys have it. So one of my fingers kind of wants to bend in. So I'm going to just give it a little encouragement with my other hand to go straight and then release. Okay. And again, so 2 more times. Pinky around our imaginary ball, really reach. Think about lengthening the fingers as you reach and press into the thumb and release. Lengthening the fingers around the ball and open and index and open. One more time, pinky and open and ring and open and middle and open and index and open. Nice. So you can do a couple more little wrist circles here if you want. And let's just open and close the hand now into a fist and open, fist and open, fist and open. And let's go fist and, let's go fist, pulling the elbows, the arms in and open, extending out. Fist and open, fist and open, and bring the arms up, open. So kind of as you open, bringing the arms up and then up a little higher and up a little higher, and then bring them down. Nice. And nice, release those guys. Nice. So I'd like to actually play with our lower body a little bit here, which we don't normally do a lot of, but I thought it would be just something to try. So we're going to imagine that we can actually move our legs if we're not able to. A couple of you I know can, so that's right on. Good for you. So I want you to think about keeping the hips even as we do this. And we're going to place the left hand on the inner thigh of the left of the right leg. So opposite hand is just easier to press that way. And we're going to, if you're able to press with the energy of that leg, you're going to push the leg into the hand and the hand into the leg. It's isometric. Or we just imagine what we can do with that, right? So we're going to press leg into hand, hand into thigh, and press and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And then let's do that again. So press, push, and as you're pressing, think about maybe a little belly button to spine and release. And one more time, press, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And we'll do that on the other side. So switching sides, pressing the inner thigh into the hand and the hand into the inner thigh, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And again, press and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And one more time, press. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And I'll just say, I am paralyzed from the chest down, but I can kind of get some energy going on in there when I do that. So just see what you feel with it. Let's do one more little piece with that. So now we're going to do right hand pressing straight down into the right thigh. And imagine, or do, if you're able to, think about lifting that right heel up, like you're going to try to lift the knee up towards the chest this way, right? But you're going to press down with the hand. So it's an isometric, and we're going to imagine it. And those of you who can do it are going to do it. So you're going to lift the heel and lift the knee and press down into the thigh and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And again, press down and pull that leg up. 2, 3, trying to stay stable and quiet in your upper body, and release. So try not to let this move around. And one more time, press up, pull up, and press down. 2, 3, and release. And then of course, we're going to go over to the other side. So left hand pressing straight down into the left thigh, and heel lifts like you're going to try and pull the knee up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And again, press down and pull the knee up. Pull the knee up, press the thigh down and release. One more time. Press. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release. Nice. So now with both legs, let's just think about, you can either have your hands here or you can crisscross them. Let's just think about squeezing both legs at the same time into the hands. So we're going to hug, 2, 3, and you're pressing with the hand too, making it an isometric. So hug, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And then we're going to switch to the outside. So you're going to think about pressing the thigh out into our hands. So our hands on the side of the hips. We're going to pull the legs apart. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Again, now switch the hands. Put them on the inner thighs. Good. And little isometric, and pull those legs together. 2, 3, and release. And out on the outside again. Pull those legs apart and press with the hands in. 2, 3, and release. And one more, I think that makes 3. So pressing those inner thighs together into the hand, hand into the inner thighs. 2, 3, and release. And last one on the outside, pulling those legs apart, pressing the hands into them. 2, 3, and release. Nice. Got a little leg workout there. All right, my friends, let's just take a nice deep breath. Inhale, arms up, and then bring the hands down in front of us. Press out. Inhale up. Good. Press the hands together. We're going to stay here and really think about pressing the whole hand into the other hand. And then we're just gonna slide the hands down, elbows go up and then up, and then slide the hands down, elbows kind of go up. It really stretches those wrists, right? And one more time, press. And then we'll flip our hands so that the palm is out and trying to keep the wrists together as the hands go up, the elbows go down. And then slide the hands down and elbows go down as the hands come up. Trying to keep the back of the hand together. It's hard. It's painful. Oh, some of you are pretty good at it. Let's do one more. Good. And release. Okay, so we are just going to finish with that today. Thank you for coming.